one of the main reasons why it's important to be able to grow your own food and produce your own food. It makes you a little less controllable. Everybody was making fun of my Ryobi tools. So, luckily, for Christmas, my brother-in-law hooked me up with a DeWalt cordless drill, or a saw here, which I'm super excited about. I like the corded saws because they're powerful and they last a long time. I mean, you buy one quality corded saw and it's gonna last you pretty much a lifetime, but these things, I mean, they're lightweight, they're easy to use, they are super, super handy, so I'm looking forward to using that. Lots of people made fun of me for my Ryobi tools. I don't have a lot of Ryobi tools, actually, mostly just this one right here, but they still made fun of me. It's probably the same people that used to make fun of the kids in school that didn't have the name brand clothing, you know, like, you know, the knockoff, whatever it was. When I was younger, it was like, what was popular? Doc Marten boots. Remember those? Anybody remember the Doc Martens? I never had those because they were stupid expensive and a waste of money. But, you know, all the cool kids had them. I remember getting made fun of for having some knockoff Doc Martens. The things that we thought were important at one point in time. Apparently, some people haven't outgrown that. You know, the one thing that is much better, significantly better, not the only thing, but one of the things that's significantly better on the DeWalt tools and some of the other better brands out there is the adjustments. Like these kind of adjustments as far as the angle of your cut and such. That is much more quality and much more precise than it is on the cheaper like Ryobi type tools. Picking up some ducks today. So what I've got to do, kind of last minute, but I just got home from out of town for the new year. I got to build a coop for my ducks. I'm going to go put them out by the pond. And I think the ducks will really enjoy being in a big pond. So, but what I've got to do is find a way to protect them at night. And I got to see what kind of materials I've got laying around here. Maggie! Got a bunch of briars growing in my chicken coop here that I've been meaning to take care of. Just hadn't done it yet. My barn is a disaster right now. The chicken coop needs cleaning out. There's just stuff everywhere. She's real happy. Come here. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Yeah. She's real happy that we're home. Aren't you, girl? Don't bite me. Stop it. Get down. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Let's see what the scrap lumber pile has to offer us. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one. Like building stuff out of scrap materials. It's kind of one of my favorite things to do. I just like salvaging, you know, pieces, small scraps of lumber and stuff that most people would just probably throw in the burn pile, because I could eventually use them for something like this. Now, the other side of me, a big side of me wants to get rid of everything. I'm tired of a pile of crap laying around my barn and getting in the way of me tripping over it. I'm always having to sort through all the crap. I'd like to just get rid of it all. But times like this, Man, I'm super grateful to have a pile of junk laying around like this sheet metal here. This roofing material, that's going to be perfect for the sides of my duck coop. Dang it. I was hoping I didn't have to trim the metal. Didn't think that through. I just assumed that the metal was 8 feet and it's longer than 8 feet. That's what you get for assuming things. This blade's just about had it, but I believe in getting my money's worth out of my tools, that's for sure. I think one of the main reasons why it's important to be able to grow your own food and produce your own food and meat and eggs and vegetables and all that stuff is that it makes you a little less controllable. It allows you to maintain freedom and to be able to live your life the way you choose, and you're not tied to the system as much. Now, I don't think that I'll ever be able to produce 100% of all of what my family needs. I don't think that's necessarily realistic. I mean, even my ancestors, the ones that first moved to the mountains of Appalachia, didn't produce 100% of what they needed. They still bought the basics, some flours and things like that, flours and sugars and all that stuff. So even if I was to, have pigs and chickens and ducks and a big garden and huge cornfield and all that stuff, I'd still be reliant upon people in my community where I'd hopefully be able to access some of that stuff. I remember my granny telling me stories of how they used to take their corn. They had fields of corn, huge big fields of corn, and they would take that corn by mule. It would haul that corn that they harvested at the end of the year to the mill where they would get it ground up into cornmeal. And I guess they probably sell some of it, I don't know, and they kept some of it for livestock. And they grew different kinds of corn for different purposes, but then they consumed most of it in the form of cornmeal. So, I mean, maybe, potentially that's something I think about doing, and I have considered that, is planting an entire field of corn where I'd have a huge, big staple crop. That's a big job, though, and it's a big commitment. You're giving up, it takes your time, so every time you invest in something like that, you're giving up something else to get it. So is the juice worth the squeeze? Is spending the money, the time, the energy on planting a huge field of corn and maintaining it and taking care of it until it comes to fruit, is it worth it? Is it going to be worth it? Is it necessary? That's the question. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people from doing the preparedness tasks that people neglect, like farming, like gardening, is because they don't feel it really necessary as of now. Because it's definitely true. I can go buy eggs and corn and all the stuff probably cheaper and a whole lot easier than I could actually produce it myself. But that's not the point. The point is so I don't have to rely on the system as much, and that's why I want to have this. And let's say the ducks don't even lay eggs for me. Let's say, because I'm going to free range these things. I don't plan on feeding them. I don't feed my chickens really, other than chickens or kitchen scraps. That's pretty much all they get. That keeps them around, and they dig around in the garden bed and stuff, and rummage through the leaves up here in the woods and stuff. But I don't feed them any chicken feed, and I don't plan on feeding the ducks either. And we'll see how that goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I could always just eat the ducks, and that's something else that's nice. Is you have food walking around on the property, just unrefrigerated, fresh, and ready to go. They're cute, though, those little quackers. I had rabbits for a while, and that was kind of a pain. The rabbits, I had to keep feeding the rabbits. I couldn't just let them free range because they got eaten so easily, so fast. I tried that, and it didn't go well. I had them in a rabbit tractor where I could move them around and they could graze, and that cut down on food costs, but it never eliminated it. So it didn't make sense. I'd always have to go buy rabbit pellets unless I grew something to feed the rabbits, which I guess is a possibility. I haven't invested in that yet. I like chickens. They're simple. I mean, you coop them up at night if you want to keep them a little safer at night. Let them free range during the day, and they lay eggs for you. And then if they stop laying eggs, or you just feel like eating one, just eat one. It just makes the most sense, and I think ducks are kind of going to be sort of along those same lines. Plus, it'll be fun having them in the pond over there. The kids are going to like it. The kids are going to like having the ducks around, that's for sure. The Wazoo foraging bandana is good for more than just foraging and blowing your nose, I guess. Girl, what you been doing? Where you been? Where have you been? Oh gosh. And for projects like this, I don't use the new stuff. I just use the old used screws that I've removed out of a metal roof before. Go. Put a little door in here. Gonna make it 21 3/4, I think. Sorry guys, battery died on my camera, so I didn't get to show you the finishing touches. But basically what I did was I built myself a little door here. We've got a little door here. Maggie, get out of the way. Got a little door and slapped some metal on the roof. We got a little bit of an overhang on each side. I think that'll work just fine. And then really simply, the latching mechanism is just a metal rod that I jammed in there, drilled a hole through both sides of this little block. And now our duckies can go inside. And there should be, as long as there's a big gap back there, but as long as I'm sitting on fairly flat ground, we shouldn't have too many issues of critters being able to get under there, but only time will tell if I gotta make some adjustments. But there's plenty of ventilation. See Maggie back there? Plenty of ventilation because the gap's in the metal, so I think it'll breathe okay, but it'll keep the majority of the rain, and well, pretty much all the rain off of them, and keep them a little bit cozier out of the weather. Nice dog kennel too, I guess, for a short dog. What is it, girl? What are you doing there? Come on out of there. Maggie, get out of there. Good girl. And now I should be able to drag this thing pretty easy around the yard, or do that. And my plan is to coop them up at night, and then they'll poop in there and they'll make a giant mess, and then I'll just move the cage. I'll just move the coop. That way I don't have to clean the thing out. The closed in coops with the plywood floors and all the stuff, those get disgusting and you've got to clean them out, and I don't have time for that. So I'm just going to be moving this thing around, you know, every few days or so. And then I could, maybe one of my ideas that I thought would be really cool is that if I park this coop in just a small patch, and I just keep kind of rotating it around the patch every few days, move it around a, you know, let's call it a 20 by 20 square or something like that, or maybe a little bigger, and that could be my garden bed for the next year, because that's going to be fertilized with all the duck poop. But we'll see. Load up, amigos, we're getting ducks. Let's go. Get in, freakos.
Oh, that's pretty.
They
That's
fly kind of like chickens.
Not even.
Not even as good as that.
No, when
Pretty you are. Hello. Hello.
They're adorable.
And they're so cute. I want to touch you.
That one's called Wavy.
Wavy.
yeah,
Naming that one Wavy.
we're gonna.
That's the old upside down duck.
She's waving.
Let me see that bird. That's one ridiculous looking bird.
This is mine. This is my chicken.
I see that. That's one cute bird you got there, Hurley Rosebud.
This is my chicken. I play, sir. I need this, sir.
You're in charge of the door.
Bang.
Put the duck in there.
Move.
Go on, duck.
Go.
Oh, my gosh, you ran. Come on, ducky.
Hey. That's a lot of ducks.
Just drop him in the.
Her butt was like right in my face. I was just waiting for the poop to come on my face.
Eli's. That one's Eli's.
Look at this little guy.
That one's Eli's.
Look how weird it looks. It's got bell bottoms.
Oh, that one's Eli's.
Ridiculous. All right, we've got some chickens there, some butts of chickens there, whole row of chicken butts there.
And look.
You are ridiculous looking. These are my birds. The existing 9 birds are up there. I think we're gonna figure out a better roosting situation for all these birds. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. That is one step closer to being self-reliant and sustainable. So we've got a whole crap load of ducks. I don't even know how many ducks we got. 25 maybe?
Yeah, 20.
I think we got 25 actually. We got a few more at the end. So 25-ish ducks and a crap load of chickens. We're gonna have to get a full head count tomorrow before we let them all out. But we're gonna free range them and see what happens. Thanks for watching, friends. Hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. I'm Jason Salyer with Survival Dispatch. As a Survival Dispatch insider, you'll be able to gain the knowledge, the skills, and equipment necessary to protect your family when it really, really matters. They'll provide crucial information on such things as stockpiling food, medical necessities, communication plans. You will receive specific, actionable plans that can deliver proven techniques to help you get home, shelter in place, or bug out safe.